headaches, dizzy spells, chest pain, depression, hypertension, bladder and colon cancer. When we think of these conditions, we don't tend to associate them with the foods we eat. However, I have research that proves otherwise. Fatty and processed foods are filled with additives that have been linked to these and other harmful conditions. And you may think, well, my family and I tend to stay away from fatty foods, and processed foods aren't even in our diets. So the foods we eat aren't harmful to our bodies. We're not subjected to these conditions. But you couldn't be more wrong. Even fresh fruits and vegetables are treated with harmful fungicides and bactericides, and sometimes coated with harmful waxes and then dyed to enrich camouflage its natural color. So we are all subjected to these conditions. These conditions affect each and every one of us. Few foods are exempt from the treatment and processes that these foods go through. So what do? We must take action to make sure unhealthy foods are known as that. Eating healthy is very important. Sometimes eating unhealthy outweighs eating healthy, either because of its convenience. A lot of people think that eating on the go or picking up a bite to eat on the way home is much more convenient than to go home and cook a healthy dinner. Other people may eat unhealthy because of the price of eating healthy. It just may not be in our budgets to eat healthy. In today's economy, that's becoming more and more common. Another reason why people may eat unhealthy is because of lack of knowledge. They just may not know the harms and the dangers that eating healthy is doing. But if everyone knew the dangers or were at least warned of its negative effects, will we still practice unhealthy eating habits as much? Research done by the University of Alberta says no. Warning labels on foods cause customers to consume less. Therefore, warning labels should be placed on all unhealthy foods and foods with unhealthy additives to curb unhealthy eating. Long ago, our ancestors preserved foods by natural ways such as sun drying, salt, or fermentation. And those ways were more natural, so our bodies were able to handle them more, our bodies were able to digest them better, and they were less harmful. Today, it's a completely different story. Preserving food has evolved into something much more different. Today, over 6,000 additives are used to process our foods. And processed foods can include anything from boxed foods, canned foods, jarred food, etc., and are stripped of necessary nutrients and include harmful ingredients. Few foods today escape some of the mass production techniques used to retard spoilage and enhance appearance and taste. Now I will give you guys a list of popular food additives and the harms and dangers it does to our bodies. The waxes on fruits and vegetables are similar to those we use to shine floors and seal floors and shine automobiles. The wax cannot be washed off because it has a high melting temperature. It is also used as a vehicle for applying a variety of bactericides, fungicides, growth regulators, and dyes. Number 2 is red food coloring. Red food dye is used in most candies and cereals. Red food dye has been linked to bladder cancer in lab animals. Number 3 is sodium benzoate. It is added to margarine, fruit juices, and carbonated beverages. And I think these are items we consume on a daily basis. But it can produce severe allergic reaction and even death in some people. The most common food additive are flavorings. There are over 2,000 flavorings in use, but a popular one is MSG. MSG is a popular flavor enhancer and has been found to cause damage in laboratory mice. It had been banned from baby foods, but is still used in other popular foods that we consume daily. It causes common allergic and behavioral reactions, including headache, dizziness, chest pains, depression, and mood swings. So now that we know the dangers, some may argue that the food labels will not solve the issue, that the issue of unhealthy food additives and processing will still remain. However, preliminary studies done by the University of Alberta showed that warning labels deterred shoppers from eating unhealthy. 364 random grocery shoppers were approached randomly, and they were informed about the warning labels and informed about the tags placed on unhealthy or fatty foods. And in most cases, only the warning labels and not the tags deterred the customer from purchasing that high-fat or unhealthy food item. Warning labels will be the path to a healthier America. When a law is implemented to food producers to apply a warning label, unhealthy food consumption will strictly decline. According to the FDA, in 2003, smoking surged in response to warning labels on tobacco products. Contact your local congressman or congresswoman today and demand a law to implement warning labels on unhealthy food items.